One of my favorite things that I do, I try not to make fun of people. I try not to make fun of people for things I can't help. I especially try not to make fun of strangers. It just feels like weird.
Except for Spencer. You had no problem making fun of Spencer.
Because he's a piece of trash. Little idiot. You just hear somebody's name and you go, yeah, that person's definitely a dumpster. That's just
Kyle.
and then I met him and I was like, yep, trash. However, this is a favorite story. I gotta tell this story actually the other day. When I did stand up and you and Spencer were there and I sang my song about Taco Bell making me poop a lot, Spencer was the only face I could see in the crowd because he was far enough to the side that the lights weren't in his way. He did not audibly laugh at all, but was silently rolling that whole song, and it helped a lot because my voice was very shaky in the beginning, and the reason it stopped being was I got more confident because Spencer, again, not out loud laughing, but was just rolling. I could not see anybody else's face, but dude was just like, that's funny. So I appreciate that, Spencer. But again, one of my favorite jokes to do is when you see a clear just D-bag in a car behind you or something. Dude, I like how all of our punchlines
and you just tell him to read between the lines.
No, every punchline we deliver is going to be after a frickin' yawn. No, I like to just very judgingly talk about how cool they look. So I was like, oh, frick, Danny, you see how freaking cool that guy is? He looks so freaking cool. So do you ever think I'll be as cool as that guy is? What's up? What's up, dude?
Where's my monster?
Welcome to Dude Bro, where you don't know how to... where we teach one bro at a time. This is Toonin, the podcast where me, Marcus, and my co-host
Billy Joel,
you dummy, Karsten, review cartoons because we believe that cartoons, especially some of them, were made with a lot more care than even adult shows. Because
Western media is wild.
This is an all-ages show where we firmly believe the shows we'll talk about are made for kids and adults, and everybody can get enjoyment from them.
Yeah, it can be enjoyed by everyone.
We're going over Avatar: The Last Airbender. We're right now just in the meat and potatoes of Book 1, Avatar: The Last Airbender, Called Water. I almost said Called Air, which is incorrect. Whoops.
Good job, my dude.
This episode we'll be talking about the episodes of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I can't remember what they were called.
Bato of the Water Tribe and the Deserter.
I read Boat of the Water Tribe. I was like, is this literally a boat episode?
It kinda was, but it was actually better than I remember, dude. So, excuse me. One of the things that I remember Katara being a bigger player in that episode than she was, and she wasn't, which was good.
Yeah, we went into that episode, you said, I don't like this episode because Katara's the main focus of this episode. And the whole episode, I was like, when's she gonna pop out and be the main character? She's kind of playing a supporting role this episode, and I was super confused. So,
I don't like Aang, and I think actually Aang is what I remember not liking about this episode, because Aang's such a baby. If I had to give this show, the whole show one critique, it would be, I think they write Aang to be a little bit too much of a baby, and I think they do change that eventually. They arc it a little bit.
I mean, the kid's 12.
But he's such a baby, dude. The thing is living in the world that they live in and how they live, I think that he would grow up a little bit faster than they have him do. Because, Aang is definitely more tolerable in later seasons. But that would be, the one main complaint I would have about the whole show, in general. However, Aang's kind of a baby, and that annoys me. But this episode's cool. We get Sokka being a main character and like a little bit of motivation from Sokka of like how he is, who he is, and it's real good and sad and kind of touching, actually.
Yeah.
Like, the flashback stuff with Sokka's really good. And, like, in a world, and, like, I don't want to get super political on this or anything like that, but I have, just on the issue of toxic masculinity.
I'm not going to get super political. 3 glasses of wine later.
Yeah, like, but on the issue of toxic masculinity is I've gone on record saying I don't think that's a real thing, because I think that, like, the idea of people being overbearing and like these horrible steamrolling people and like all of those things like people say is toxic masculinity, I don't think it's actually masculine traits. Like I think that's just being a bad person. You know what I mean? But like the idea that their dad, who I believe his name is Dakota, they only say it like one time. I think it's Dakota, gives Sokka of being, he's like, no, like you become a man or like you become an adult. And like, yeah, I mean, it's not just a man thing, but like that's kind of like how they frame it, is like this father teaching his son how to be a man and having him grow up a little bit sooner and teaching him the lesson. It's like, it is you learning where you're needed and being there no matter how kind of like sucky it is or how much you want something different. And like, it's just like a neat thing to see. Like, in media, you see a dad being a good dad, teaching his son how to be a good man in like a good positive way, which I don't think you could. Again, I'm trying not to get super, super political, but like I don't think that you could do a message like that in a cartoon today. No, I think it's too left leaning, and even though again, like I don't even think like anybody on the left would have a problem with that. Like, no, that makes sense. I just think like it is so stereotypical, and the fact that they frame it as like you're gonna become a man and it's a good thing and like this is what that means. I don't think that'd be okay nowadays. But like, as somebody who had a dad who tried to show me how to be a good man and I tried my best, you know what I mean? Like, it was kind of touching to actually see. Like, it was real good. And then like this episode's weird to talk about because like the A plot of Aang, like so little happens. But, like, there are highlights, and, like, we can kind of go over it. So, pretty much, Aang and Katara and Sokka are going down, and they realize that there was a big water tribe fight. And they find a wrecked boat from the water tribe, and they camp there. Excuse me.
And when they're camped there, they meet one of the crew members from that boat who was really good friends with Katara and Sokka's father. And they're like, oh, do you know where our father is? And it's like, oh, he went on with the rest of the water tribe this way. They had to leave me behind because my boat was damaged and I was injured, and I had to stay here in this little village to heal. And so they stay there, and then we switch over to the Fire Nation. And over in the Fire Nation, well, it's not in the Fire Nation. It's on Zuko's boat, and this giant dog mole thing shows up and rips a hole in the...
I don't know what that thing's supposed to be.
It's like a mix of a dog and a star-nosed mole.
A star dog.
Or a dole. It's just a banana.
The mole thing sees through scent. It's like blind, but
it's like the Daredevil of the animal kingdom.
Yeah, and there's this bounty hunter chick who has a voice that I've heard somewhere. I can't place it, and I was too lazy to scroll through all of the voice actors on IMDb till I found out who it was. So, yikes!
This is the height of laziness.
The height of laziness, dude. No, the height of laziness is when I looked at you in the beginning of the second episode and went, I'm just gonna take a nap, even though my friend's over here to watch this show, and just fell asleep on purpose during the second episode.
Yeah, I noticed. Like, I was gonna wake you up.
Before the theme song was over, dude, I was like, nah, screw it.
So then I decided to use the most annoying sound.
The pain ASMR?
Yeah, to wake you up.
Dude, I don't have an iPhone, so I'm not used to that noise, dude.
Oh, what's your alarm?
My alarms, I usually just sleep through them to where, like, somebody comes and yells at me. It's usually, like, a parent yelling at me because they hear my alarms better than I do in my own room.
You know how many times my mom has almost murdered me while I was asleep because I wouldn't wake up and turn off my alarm?
100. Exactly. Dude, freaking killed it. Frick.
My arm's sore. I don't want to exert it too much.
I'm also just in my boobs, dude. I did chest yesterday.
Yeah, that's pretty sore too. So are my abs. So I can't laugh too much.
Yeah, so I'm not being funny this time. So, where were we? Oh yeah, so like this thing can't see.
It smells
It
to
smells,
see.
and it... Here's what happens. I'm gonna like speed it up a little bit
So
because I don't remember exactly how it breaks up.
So the thing goes on a rampage following... Oh, no. So they find a stowaway, and then Zuko's like, wow, that thing's amazing. How'd you do that? And then he decides to hire her to track down the Avatar. So Zuko uses Katara's necklace that he's been keeping...
Since the pirate episode.
Yeah. So he takes that, and... Which, it's nice to see some continuity there.
Mm-hmm.
But he takes that, he has the animal sniff it, and after working up a deal with this tracker lady, and it starts... So then the creature picks up its scent trail and goes on a rampage throughout the nation tracking this down, and we get to see it go through all of the different places that we've been in the past, 5 or 6 episodes?
Yeah, that was actually cool, good continuity too.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like they see the fortune teller, they see the lady who helps Aang know that he needs
the witch
to
doctor
people,
lady.
yeah, like the frogs and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. It's good.
Suck frogs.
Suck frogs, idiot.
So then it's going on this rampage, and then finally it gets to where the group is now, but it's right after Aang has a little bit of a falling out with Sokka and Katara.
So Aang is essentially a baby because he sees that they come from a different culture, and they have friends. So he finds out that the dad's friend Bato and the kids could go see their dad, but Aang chooses to hide that.
Because he doesn't want them to abandon him.
Because he's a little baby. And then he does the right thing because they do like a rite of passage thing that Sokka was supposed to do, but his dad left too early. So like he was not old enough.
I'm still waiting for my rite of passage. My dad left too early too. Still hasn't come back from the corner store.
Yeah, dude, he's still just trying to get those cigarettes real quick.
He said 15 minutes. It's been 15 years.
Crazy. So, Aang hides it, and then like they do this rite of passage thing, and they try to say, because Aang helps them in this rite of passage,
they call him the trustworthy one.
Due to his trustworthiness, they're inducting him as an official member of the Water Tribe, and then Aang's like, oh, I can't do it. And then
guess what? I'm not trustworthy because I had the map the whole time, and then everyone gets mad at him, and they're just like, go to the North Pole by yourself.
Bye, idiot. Then they tell him to suck frogs, and they dip.
Yeah.
And then Sokka remembers the kind of flashback he has as they're leaving. Or after they've all left and they've been on the road a little bit, he remembers the flashback that he had with his dad, and he's like, I would love to see Dad. We're needed to help the Avatar master the elements and stuff. Mm-hmm. That leaf flower thing just moved out the window, and I thought it was a face, and I just about peed my pants. Then they get into a big fight. Because the monster guy comes.
The monster guy shows up, and Appa actually fights the giant monster.
Which is really cool.
Yeah, it is really cool.
I was about to say the fight wasn't that interesting, but like the coolest part about that fight is the fact that freaking Appa kind of owns.
Yeah. And like this creature has a tongue that can paralyze you if it licks you.
Just like women.
I don't know what kind of women you're dating. Or being around.
No, you know how women can like whip you with their tongue and it paralyzes you and you fall down because you can't move?
What kind of succubus are you like associating yourself with right now? So yeah, so we were talking about
Sokka learns how to be a grown up, and then Appa kills all of them pretty much. That's not true, but there is a part where Appa tries to step on that chick, which would have killed her. Appa straight up, Appa tries to murder this chick in this, and I was like, just thought about that now with my grown-up brain. He just tried to kill her. Like, Appa is not playing, dude.
Yeah.
And then they win, and then they leave.
Well, because they have the giant flying bison this is what I was going to say. So this tongue, it paralyzes you when it licks you.
Like all women.
There's a difference between women and she-demons, Marcus. Okay, so this thing licks Appa multiple times, and it takes like at least 7 licks to knock this guy down. I found that impressive. I don't know. I'm impressed by weird things.
You know, Appa's just a literal tank.
I mean, I could go into the science behind it now, but that'd be too long.
Science, I would intentionally just take a nap till you woke me up.
Okay, so essentially, because Appa is so large... okay.
And just freaking...
Because
just give me a quick power nap, dude.
Because he's so large, the amount of poison that it would require to actually incapacitate him.
Okay, you can't get mad at me about the dumb bit I say about girls having paralyzing tongues, because this sucks. This is just bad radio. I wonder what it sounds like with me rocking the chair this hard on the mic. Like...
All right. So, next episode.
What did you think about that one, though?
Dude, that was...
It was actually pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty good. For a boat episode, it was a pretty good episode.
Yeah, it was a filler episode. Also, I was just
referring to the fact that it like revolved around boats.
Boats, dude.
Do you suffer from a receding hairline? We can't help you.
Do you suffer from a receding hairline? Why don't you try and grow hair, you freaking baldo pervert? If you want to, I think if you have a receding hairline. The new law of America should be you have to grow a mustache, but just a mustache.
So you look like Trash Can Paul?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You look like Oscar from Sesame Street.
Or... it left me. Mr. Potato Head. The guy who got the names wrong. I'm sorry, there's been a mistake. The winner of the beauty pageant is actually
Steve Harvey?
Steve Harvey, yes.
Actually,
bald, just a mustache, but that's
your mom.
Sexy. You're not wrong.
Steve Harvey's Carson's mom. You heard it here first. And we finally got a joke funny enough for the intro. What's up, dude?
Okay, now we can talk about the episode.
Okay, but for real though, we're going to talk about the deserter. Take it away.
So this episode starts out, they're like right outside of a Fire Nation village, and they see this billboard that's just plastered with wanted signs, and one of the signs has Aang on it. So they're just like, oh no, you're wanted in this city. Let's just take this poster down and march right in. And Sokka's
so
just like,
dumb.
Sokka's just like, excuse me, no, we're not going in there. And Katara's just like, no, just be a quick in and then we'll get out. And Sokka's just like, every single
just like
time.
I tell my body with Taco Bell, dude.
Quick in and out.
Yeah.
Insert other joke.
There's a quick edit. There, that one. Just bloop, bloop. I hate it. Almost when you do that, it's worse. Because, like, you do that, and then when I'm listening back, I'm not gonna edit it out. But when you go on a whole tangent of a thing I have to edit out, I'm at least laughing. I listen to the whole thing and laugh, and then go back and edit out. Then I just go, I mean, it wasn't unfunny. But I still have to take it out, and it wasn't out long. It's just bloop. Like, I have to edit out less than a second of thing there.
Oh, where was I?
They were marching into town, and Sokka said, don't.
Sokka was just like, guys, every single time, without fail, that we say, oh, it'll just be a quick in and then out, we'll get what we're going for, it'll be easy, there's no danger here, if we just play our cards right, we'll be safe, we'll play it smart, we won't do anything stupid. Every single time,
we do something
everything
stupid.
Goes wrong, and we always end up in trouble. Let's not march the Avatar right into the Fire Nation village. And of course, nobody listens to him, and they just march right in. And Sokka's just super peeved the whole time.
Stuff? I bet stuff goes bad. What do you think?
I think they make it.
Let's take a quick poll. I want you guys to comment down below if you think stuff goes bad or not.
Spoiler alert, it does.
Yeah, it goes super bad. Shocker, dude.
So they walk into this Fire Nation village, and it's the middle of a fire festival. So they all got their Kindle Fires out. And they're just like, mine's got 12 books. Oh, mine's got 34. Mine's got 12 gigs of storage space left. I don't know, that was a stupid joke. Take that out.
That was pretty funny. I was trying to think of another thing. They also all got their Hot Wheels out, and...
Fire Festival.
Hot Wheels, get it?
Yeah, I guess.
I'm sorry I couldn't think of another fire thing, Karsten. There's fire in the logo.
So they all got Ian's mixtape out.
Bars. Just freaking bars, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Ian. I don't know if you listen to this or not, and we're not going to tell you to listen to this part, but if you're here right now, could you please write a diss track about me and Karsten?
Do it.
Please. It would probably go, it'd be on this show. If you send it to us, we would let you put it on this show and we would advertise it.
If you keep it PG.
Yeah, if you do one cuss, then I won't listen to you ever again. Even in real life.
I mean, I got plenty of material for a clapback, so.
Yeah, dude.
Let's
just start mad beef with a not YouTuber.
Yeah.
Which is a lot easier to win the diss track war when we're the only people posting it, you know?
Yeah.
Is that just called bullying at that point? It's called cyberbullying?
Are we doing it through the internet?
Yeah. I still don't get cyberbullying.
Let's just
So
make
then
it
they're
legal.
at the fire... So they're at the fire festival, and
I fully endorse cyberbullying.
You heard it here. WackMatters, I would like...
That and child labor.
I'm going to come out, and this is going to be a little controversial, but us here at WackMatters are for cyberbullying.
And child sacrifice.
So, as Katara goes up on... Or there's a big fire thing going on, and Katara gets pulled out of the crowd, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, up onto the stage as a volunteer. And then
Aang gets scared because he's a
Aang
babby.
gets scared because he doesn't know how to use common sense.
Because he's a little babby.
He doesn't know how to think, oh, this is just a show. They're not actually going to try and hurt someone.
No, yeah, you know those fire festivals where they just pick a rando from the crowd and light them on fire and
sacrifice them to the sun. Cuts out the heart, throws it down the steps of the Aztec temple, still beaten.
That's why there's no global warming in the Avatar world.
Because they appease the sun.
They sacrifice, yeah.
Every year at the fire festival, they sacrifice a child to the sun god.
Yeah, dude. Avatar's dark as crap.
My favorite part was when he cut the heart out and lifted it to the sky and drank the blood that was falling from it.
Oh, I really liked when it was beating, and while it was beating still, and he had it in his digits, he took a bite out of it while it was beating. And I liked the animation of while he swallowed it, you could see it beating.
That's not how that works.
You said that as if you pull the heart out of somebody's chest, and it's still and they're still alive. You're like, no, I'm super on board with all of this, but that last thing you said is freaking dumb. You idiot. We can't make cutting jokes, actually. It's weird. Of all the stuff we're not allowed to say, we can make suicide jokes. Michael leaves those in our show. Sometimes.
Time to get out the hope rope.
After this episode, there's a reason these mic cords are so long.
At least 15 feet, right?
Yeah. And I for sure have the courage to do what's right.
Nice.
Okay, so
want to hang out later?
Talk about the episode. It's so late.
No, it's not. It's 11 o'clock.
I want to go to bed.
All right. So, what?
Get out of my house. I'll just call you and hold the phone up.
But my phone's recording.
Frick.
All right.
Good point.
Mm-hmm. So, where were we? Okay. So, yeah.
Aang's a dumb idiot child.
And he jumps up on the stage and starts airbending to fight this fire magician, this show pony. And And the guy's just like, dude, what the heck? You trying to steal the show from me? And then some rando in the crowd's just like, hey, that's the Avatar. And then all the guards are just like, what? And then they chase him out of the city. And well, they're chasing him around the city. And then this guy in this hood who's been following them for the past 15 minutes is just like, hey, come with me if you want to live. And that was the worst Arnold Schwarzenegger impression you'll ever get from me, and probably the only one you'll ever get from me. So,
however, with the statement of the worst you'll ever get from me means if you ever do it again, it has to be better than that.
But I'm never going to do it again.
That's a lot of pressure to put on yourself, Carson. If you slip up and do an Arnold Schwarzenegger impression, it has to be better than that one. Or you're a liar.
I'm already a liar.
I'm a bad liar.
All right.
So they run away.
So this guy's just like
deserter.
Yeah. So this guy. He's leading him through the city, and he finally gets him out of the city, and they're flying away on Appa, and this guy's just like, here, come with me. I'll take you to this secret hideaway, and he takes off his hood, and they're like, oh no, you're a Fire Nation soldier. And the guy's just like, I was, but I'm a deserter. I left them. And there's only...
That's why it's called that.
What?
I was so confused.
So he's just like, I'm the second guy to ever desert the Fire Nation. There's only been one other person who's deserted the Fire Nation army, and I'm going to take you to him right now, because he's a great firebender. And Aang's just like, oh my goodness, this could be my only chance to learn firebending, because this will be the only firebender who doesn't hate my guts.
Which, like, begs the question of, and this is the thing that, like, they deal with later on.
It's kind of racist, if you ask me.
Yeah, you, like, see later on, and, like, I guess it kind of makes sense, like, as they turn up the narrative and, like, things you realize about the show is, like, there's, like, regular firebending, like, civilians who aren't pro-war and, like, aren't bad guys. And, like, they even talk about, like, I think they're, like, at some point, like, they reference, like, some of the soldiers are just soldiers because, like, they were kind of conscripted in. Like, they didn't want to be. And that's just the life they have now, and they're just following orders so that they don't die. You know what I mean? Like...
Mm-hmm. But, like, everyone's just like, oh, you are of the Fire Nation? That makes you a bad person. And anyone of the Fire Nation's bad. No one from the Fire Nation can be good.
Yeah.
It's just super racist.
Yeah, it's a good thing, like...
Let's get on a soapbox.
Yeah, it's a good... No, like, for real, though, like, it is an interesting thing that, like, I don't think it's...
But it's okay, because we're the protagonists.
Frick. And then they all get together and eradicate the Fire Nation. And they have their own little holocaust. Is Aang?
Aang is Hindu Hitler.
I want a shirt that says Hindu Hitler.
And it just has the arrow.
It has like the arrow from Avatar and just says Hindu Hitler.
That shirt would get so much hate.
Yeah,
I want one.
Yeah, frick, dude. Just talk about the show.
I was talking about the show.
We have not made a joke.
I just did.
Can't get edited out. That cannot not get edited.
This will just be a super racy episode.
Maybe, actually. I might leave Hindu Hitler in there. Go ahead.
I mean, he was a real person that existed. It's not like I was saying he did anything right. I super don't condone anything he did. Like, it's not like I was...
I'm kind of pro art school.
But he didn't make it in.
I like the ambition.
Like, legit. Hitler wouldn't have happened if they would have just accepted him into the art school.
Yeah, dude. How bad...
If you think about it...
How bad do you think the guy that rejected Hitler's application, how bad do you think he felt? He's like, what did I do?
Yeah, like...
Do you think that's what colleges think about now? Frick.
That's why super idiot people get accepted into high-class colleges.
Because they're scared of making the next Hitler.
And then they accuse anyone who disagrees with them of being Hitler.
No, just a Nazi.
Yeah, I guess. All right. So, yeah. So,
yeah, let's just get hyper-political this one. What's the deal with all these toxic men?
Jews.
It's weird that, like, out of how politically correct the left is, you can freaking dunk on Jews.
Yeah. Unless you're being... Well, no, you can be anti-Semitic and nobody on the left cares.
Yeah, dude, like, you can be pretty... Like, that's the thing. It's like, it's all identity politics, except for, like, screw the Jews. You're like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
And then the right gets mad about that, and they're just like...
They're like, you guys are all prudes, can't do jokes. You're like, I just don't get it. Whatever. I actually, like, do want... Karsten, can I tell you a secret?
You want to date a Jew?
I don't remember most of what happens in this episode.
Cool, I got this one.
But I'm actually, like, very curious about what happens. I kind of...
Yeah, because you were sleeping the whole time.
Okay, I remember the big stuff. He tries to learn a firebend, and he does a bad job at it and burns Katara, and Katara has healing skills.
But that's just the barely scratching the surface of the beauty and craftsmanship of this episode.
Does this episode kind of suck?
I didn't think it did.
Is it not great, though? I remember this episode being literally the definition of, like, a 5 out of 10 episode. Like, there's nothing I can point out that's super bad, but there's nothing I can point out that's, like, super good. That from what I remember from, like, past watches.
I mean, it wasn't fantastic, but I thought it was a pretty good episode.
Okay.
I mean, you were asleep, so you have no right to talk.
I've seen it before. I remember the plot relevant things that happened in this episode.
Okay.
I just don't remember the nitty gritty of this episode.
Okay. So, they make it to this village.
And they meet Zuzo.
They meet Zazu. No,
they meet
it's
Z-Boy.
Like Jojo or something like that.
Jean or something?
No, we're just going to stick with Jojo.
What about Zizu?
Zoe.
What about Zium?
Zium Neeson.
What about these nuts?
That's for later. Alright. Where were we? So...
Is his name John?
It's like John, but we're going to call him Jojo.
For some reason I thought he had like a Z name. I think you're right. Like, I think it's John.
John. Yeah. So Jojo...
Why don't we call him J-Dog?
How about just Jojo?
What about the big J?
How about Flying J?
What about Joint? Why don't we call him Mary Jane? Why don't we call him Mary Jane, dude?
Mary Jane? Or we could just call him Mixtape because he was fire.
Yeah, let's call him Let's call him Mixtape.
Okay, so Mixtape is in this village, and this guy was like... So, the deserter that brought Aang and Katara and Sokka, brought the main crew to this village. She's like, okay, I'm going to talk to this guy because he'll want to know that the Avatar is here because he could definitely teach you firebending. So he goes and talks to the guy, and then he comes back later and he's like, yeah, he doesn't want to see you. He knows you're not ready to learn firebending yet. And Aang's just like, baloney, I'm gonna learn firebending right now. So Aang marches in there, even though everyone told him don't go in there, because that's kind of like super disrespectful to go in when you're not invited in this culture. So Aang just marches right in. He's just
as opposed to our culture where you can just go anywhere you're not invited and everybody's okay with it.
That's not acceptable?
I need to make some calls and apologize.
Okay, one time, literally, the way my friend group came together was I invited them to a movie, and when said movie was canceled, I invited them all to a dinner meeting that only I had been invited to. So I brought 4 extra people to an IHOP dinner with some coworkers.
For a second, I thought you were saying to somebody's house.
No.
I was gonna say, you monster of a human.
No. So my coworker said, "Hey, me and some guys are going to IHOP. You want to come with?" Me, being a dummy idiot that I am, thought he was inviting all of these people. So I was just like, hey guys, want to tag along? Well, I was just like, hey guys, you going to this thing? They're just like, what? And I was just like, oh, you didn't see it? We're going to IHOP. So I bring like 5 people. And I show up with these 5 people. And my coworker just looks at me. It's just like, dude, what the heck did you do? I can't be associated with you. And like this whole dinner, he's just cold shouldering me.
But now you have 5 friends rather than 1.
Yeah, and so then I now have the best friend group I've had in a very long time.
For a second, I thought you were about to say you did that to somebody, and I was sitting there thinking, like, here's the thing, because in my head, I have to do this thing since I'm dating Danny, and I would like to get married fairly soon, where, like, I try to think about things from Danny's perspective. If we invited you over for dinner, and you brought 5 extra people, I wouldn't be stressed at all, and Danny's head would explode. Yeah. But like for a second, I was just like, I feel like if it was just me, like if I was like, hey Carson coming out, and you just showed up with the whole squad, I'd be like, oh, what's up, guys?
Well, but you know them.
Yeah, but like even still, I'd be like, okay, they're Carson's friends, and he brought them. It's a little weird, I guess, but whatever.
I'm just not good at social cues.
Okay, cool. Go ahead with the
episode. So Aang marches right in, and he's like, hey, listen here, chump. Teach me firebending now. And the guy's just like, you're not ready. You have to learn waterbending and earthbending first. And Aang's just like, no, I gotta learn firebending now. And the guy's just like, no. You gotta learn earthbending and waterbending first because you need to learn patience and control. Because without it, because like those bending techniques, they're tame. But firebending has a mind of its own. Fire is dangerous, and you need to learn discipline before you can control fire and properly firebend. And it's just like, guess what? I don't care. Teach me now. So the guy's just like, fine.
I didn't get it as a kid. Like I was like, what are you talking about? But like, I'm dumb, and for anybody who out there is dumb like me, think about it. Like, if you throw fire somewhere, so if you throw water somewhere and then stop waterbending, the water just falls. If you throw a rock or earthbending somewhere, like you just stop and it goes back to normal. If you throw fire at a thing and it catches on fire, like,
you're screwed.
It's just on fire. And like, yeah, firebenders, I believe, can take it. Like, they can like walk up to a fire source and like pull the fire off of a burning thing. I believe we see that happen at some point in the show. But like, if you like, it is the only one where like, if you quit bending, it can keep doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it makes a lot of sense. I'm just stupid. So, in case there's any dumb people out there like me who are confused by that when they watch this, I got you.
So, Aang kind of has a little baby tantrum, and the guy's just like, okay, fine, I'll teach you firebending. So then we have this, like, Karate Kid-esque training regiment. Maybe? I don't know. Just like yeah, whatever.
Regime, I believe, is like a group of people.
Yeah, a regiment. I be home teach, don't blame me.
I don't know.
It's my mom's fault.
I'm dyslexic.
I'm just bad with fancy words.
I'm just bad.
Mm-hmm.
To the bone, dude.
Hey girl, you like bad boys? Because I'm bad at everything.
Good.
Any ladies watching? Oh, my kidding, ladies don't watch this.
Yeah, which means we both just winked at Ian.
I'm not mad. Hey, beautiful.
What's up, bae? Do people still say bae?
No.
Frick.
You do.
What's up, boo?
That's my name.
Yeah, I know. That's why. Go ahead.
But I'm the only person that watches this, so you just...
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so that's like next level flirting right there.
It's meta flirting. It's future present flirting.
All right, so the guy's trying to teach Aang discipline and stuff like that, and Aang's just like, I don't need to know how to do this. I just need to learn how to throw fire, and it eventually just gets to the point where Aang figures out on his own how to like create fire, and then he starts a little fire and he burns Katara. And everyone gets mad at him. And then the Fire Nation shows up and there's a fight. And they make it out alive. And turns out that this deserter guy was the one who trained General Zhao.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But Zhao lacks discipline. So Aang used that to his advantage in the fight, because Aang gets in a fight with Zhao, and he is able to like dance around and avoid all of Zhao's fire, so that Zhao ends up lighting all of their boats on fire, so they can't go anywhere.
Got him.
And then they escape, and that's the end of the episode.
We also, I think you skipped over a little bit. You learned that you can use water for healing.
Yes, waterbenders. Some waterbenders, the specially gifted ones, the chosen ones, the ones who it's convenient to the plot,
can heal with water. Waterbending's very OP. We'll get into it later. There's some super OP stuff. I want to say one of them, but it's like a cool episode thing, so we won't talk about it. But like, waterbending's the most overpowered.
Yeah.
That's going to do it for this episode of Toonin. If you want to give us money, there's a merch up on the website for WackMatters, which you can go to, and you can click that button, and you can just buy a t-shirt or a sweaty.
Or a hat.
Or a hat. Those hats are freaking dope. You should buy one.
I'm definitely going to get one.
I like the hats. You want to know something? I said merch, but what I thought I said was donate. Which there's a donation button on the WackMatters website as well, but we assume you want something for...
merch is donating with benefits.
Yeah. But also, if you just want to drop
want some sick benefits for your donation?
A couple milli in that donate real quick. We'll take it.
Go on, Mr. Beast.
Yeah, dude, just give us a milli or two, and we'll start from the bottom and invest.
Now we're here.
It's still at the bottom.
Yep.
Frick. Started from the bottom, now we're still at the bottom. Frick, mother, dang it.
Frick, mother, dang it.
Please watch the next episode. What do I usually say at the end of these?
We used to say sub to PewDiePie, but that meme died.
No, frick, screw T-Series. Subscribe to PewDiePie.
Is that even still a thing?
No, he's losing.
Is he, though?
Yeah, they're ahead, I think.
I thought he was winning.
But here's the thing. People think it's dead. PewDiePie should still be on top.
He started a Minecraft Let's Play.
Yeah, dude, it's freaking... PewDiePie starting Minecraft Let's Play brought Minecraft into the mainstream. Number one game again. Or whatever. It beat out Fortnite again. Whatever.
Minecraft never truly died.
I'm trying to think about what I freaking said. Or do you usually just interrupt me when I try to talk about how they can give us money?
I usually just interrupt you.
Oh. Thanks for listening.
And remember...
Tune in next time.
We could have done that so well.
Okay, I got it again this time.
And remember...
Tune in next time. Got frick.
You want to go? Square up, Thought.
That's how we're ending it. Freaking funny.
Just punch the mic out of the way. You want to go?